most of these things later. And that's a position we've taken as a committee, and we will live to that. When the auditor gives you that the timelines, you must operate and live within them. Otherwise, thank you so much. God bless you. We'll see you next week on Wednesday.
Chair, I wish to beg to be excused next week because I have some prior arrangements, prior plans, which I have to attend to.
Unfortunately, we must proceed next week, Wednesday. You can write to us formally with your reasons. We look at them. But we really want to clear up with this. And you are a very key person in this. Senor, Madam?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Kindly. What nature of your problem? What nature of the problem do you have?
Maybe we can talk about it later.
Just write formally, then we will also respond to you formally.
Thank you.
Asanteni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Highly appreciated.
In note 22A under cash and cash equivalent of Kenya shilling 460,610,356 is Kenya shilling 847,937 for university student organization, which was held in Cooperative Bank. You also account. However, the amount has not been concurrently and specifically disclosed under other payable students in note 28B to the financial statement.
Mr. Chairman, we had this query on the fact that the WESO, which is the University Students Organization, did not have a separate account, but we occasioned the opening of a separate account for the organization.
Why didn't you explain this to the auditors?
It was explained, Chairman.
What is the situation?
Chair, since in 2021 they did open an account and University of Eldoret Endowment Fund is the same thing, Chair. It's also about opening an account which they did open.
Next.
Chair, paragraph 2 relates to work in progress that we did discuss in the report of 2020.
Yes, discuss. Next.
Yeah, paragraph 3 is retention. This also is as discussed in 2019.
Next.
Paragraph 4, research fund account. Chair, the statement of financial position reflects research fund account of 71,531,611. During the year, the university received donor funds of Kenya shilling 128,529,041 shillings, out of which 56,997,430 was disbursed to lecturer for the purposes of research. Although the management provided documents indicating how the funds were disbursed to lecturers, there was no report of research done to support the usage of these funds. Chair, when they've since provided these research documents and going to look at them.
When did they provide?
They provided when we were looking for the report for 2021.
You see, you must wait within the timelines of the audit. So when do you want to give us feedback? Have you looked at them?
Yes, Chair, we will be discussing 2021 in due course.
So you want us to discuss it under 2021?
Yes.
Okay. Next.
Inaccuracy in statement of change of net assets. The statement of change of change in net asset reflect an explained and unsupported opening revenue reserve balance of negative 49,756,74. Further, the statement of change in net asset reflect prior year adjustment of negative 93,843,724 under revenue reserve, whereas the total across indicates the balance of 12,877,889. Chair, we did establish this was a casting error, but the total remained correct, and therefore this matter.
So error by whom?
By the client.
So is it the finance officer or the accounting officer?
Chair, for our purposes, it's normally the accounting officer who takes charge.
Accounting officer who prepares this?
And the finance officer will answer that, Mr. Chairman.
Why do you allow errors?
Chair, these were regrettable errors, casting errors.
You know, as a finance officer, you can imagine you are in an operating room and you start using terms such as regrettable errors. Yeah, we must cite you for incompetence. Next.
Chair, paragraph 6, long outstanding interest. This one is as discussed previously.
When a finance officer, do you know the implication of that?
Chair, I may not know the implication, but I would want to say, Chair, that I shouldn't be cited for that incompetence, because actually I've taken all the efforts to.
But you go to school, you are trained so that you perform your work. I was asking the people whether you understand what it means. Not whether we should charge you or not.
I don't understand.
Yeah, you will sit without listening. I'll explain to you. Next.
Loss-making activity is Chair, paragraph under litigation against of financial performance reflect administration and central service expense of 65,259,153, which includes legal fee of financial 12,975,331. The University of Eldoret had been sued for unfair dismissal of labor and employment court. The court awarded the litigant financially 38,903,116 through the judgment delivered on 9th July 2017. One of the litigant earned salary amounting to 14,157,725 during the litigation period in May 2016 to October 2019 from the university.
Did you appeal, or what was the final judgment? At what court? What level?
Mr. Chairman, let me allow me to give it to senior legal to explain in legal terms.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, thank you. These were long drawn-out proceedings that cut across.
Just save us time. At what level of the judicial system? Lower court,
the matter went all the way
court.
to the matter went all the way to the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court did not entertain the appeal. The appeal at the Supreme Court was to try to convince the Supreme Court to admit the appeal on the basis that it was a matter of general public interest, but the Supreme Court declined that admission.
So did you put in lawyers to defend the institution?
Thank you, Chair. The university was well represented. Perhaps I could explain how the matter turned and on what basis. The suit was lost on the basis that the university council that conducted the disciplinary proceedings was not legally constituted.
Why?
The basis was that it
No. Why? Why was it
it
not
was not in
legal?
conformity with section 36(1)(d) of the Universities
So
Act.
who was responsible to ensure that they were to conform?
Well, Chair, the appointing authority is the Cabinet Secretary, Education. In the suit, the Cabinet Secretary was sued. He did not enter appearance. The Attorney General was served to enter appearance on behalf of the Cabinet Secretary. Up until the resolution of the matter, there was no appearance from those two parties.
Did you involve the office of Attorney General?
Thank you, Chair. The Attorney General was a party to the proceedings. They were served with the proceedings. They did not enter appearance. The issue of how the council was appointed, the evidence substantially was to come from the Cabinet Secretary, Education, through the Attorney General. But they are aware of the proceedings because they were served by the claimants.
Honorable members, it's a very dangerous occurrence. We cannot entertain. Who was the appointing authority for the committee? Disciplinary committee.
The disciplinary committee is the University Council, and the University Council, under the Act, is appointed. The 5 independent members are appointed by the Cabinet Secretary, Education. Those.
When is the minister coming? Education and his PSs. Yeah. So loop in the Attorney General, so that because we could be having more universities affected by this. We want to have a holistic dose to cure this. Okay, but we are very concerned, so we will pick on the issue next week. Next, auditor.
Disproportionate increase in accrued expense. The statement of financial position reflects shilling 511,722,803, which includes accrued expenses of Kenya shilling 504,553,969 as at June 2020, and as at June 2019, it was 168,631,181. The disproportionate increase in accrued expense by Kenya shilling 339,923,786, or 206%, is an indication that the university was not paying its obligation as they fell due.
Did you budget for some of these expenses that ballooned your ceiling?
Mr. Chairman, let me finance officer to explain.
Chair, this was occasioned by an approval by the National Treasury for the payment of CBRS of 253.
What is CB?
Hello?
What is CB?
Collective bargaining agreement.
CBA.
Yeah, CB agreement.
Yeah.
That was for 2019-2020. The amount that was approved was actually approved very late in the financial year, and by approval of the National Treasury, 253,432,139 was allocated to the universities for purposes, was allocated to University of Eldoret for purposes of paying the arrears. Now, we were required to revise the budget at the end of June 2020 for the purposes of ensuring that these monies the statement of the Auditor General was correct to say that there was disproportionate increase because
Chair,
in terms of payments.
Chair, actually we did. You just cut. It's important the committee gets it. During the year, the university 104. Out of this, 7,887,010 issued to one officer to pay council member their allowances and incidental expenses. Management did not issue impress and deposit the funds directly into individual council members' bank accounts.
So, how have you resolved it?
Chair, this was a system that was faulty. It's supposed to, they are supposed to be depositing on each member's council account.
Yes, because how do we ascertain? So you can't clear them, auditor.
In the subsequent years, now this system was changed. Now they were depositing it.
Yeah, but we are auditing this specific year.
Yes.
Mr. Accounting Officer. You want the finance officer to answer?
Or the former vice chancellor.
Okay. Former vice chancellor, why?
Basically, it was a request from the council members. They preferred being paid in cash and then acknowledging receipts. So we had designed payment vouchers for them. They acknowledge the receipts. But
are you even serious? Madam Lisi, are you even serious? This money was paid to whom?
There's one member of staff who works in the council secretariat.
A member of staff?
Who was getting the money and then paying to the council members after the meetings have taken place.
But you know that is illegal. Was that person a conduit of siphoning money from the university?
Not really.
But how would you do that? How would you go to an institution and say, I'll give Victor money for Victor to pay people? That's how money is eaten, and it's totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. Money that gets out of a school, of the university account without following the formal channel is money that is lost.
Chair, if I may add, really, it followed the formal channel. The member was allowed to take an imprest, and after that, the council members acknowledged receiving the money, and then the acknowledgements were attached to the accounting documents.
It is illegal because the person who takes the money is supposed to account for that money individually. That is tantamount to running an institution like a personal kiosk, which is unacceptable. Right, Madam Vice Chancellor? It's totally unacceptable. So we cannot, this committee cannot, including the Auditor General, ascertain whether indeed this was a way of defrauding the institution or not. Where is that person to whose account this money is went?
I think she has retired from service.
Yeah, because
the retirement age.
It would be unfair for us to rule without listening to her.
Chair, if there was an issue, then the council members would have complained that they have not received their dues. But they are
you are addressing the wrong issue. It is wrong for you to take money, put in an employee's account. for purposes of the council or any other purpose relating to official running of the institution. Honorable members, we invite, yes.
Chair, I
yes,
wanted
please.
to ask the finance officers. You know, there was this old system of accounting for finances. Now, if somebody took an interest, that person who takes an interest was supposed to come and account himself. Did he account?
Yes, they accounted for that.
All the documents are
But just a minute. You see, you cannot take money, put in an employee's account, money for council members. You cannot. The law contemplates that people are bound to misuse such opportunities by defrauding the institution. And that is why everyone must account for, get us that law, everyone must account for the money given to them. Yeah, individually. You cannot have a collective accountability. Honorable members, I'm guided that we need a forensic audit on that, but before we do it, I think it's fair to give the hearing to the person, employee who through the account this money went. Yeah, we could be talking like this, but it's a story. But from the word go, it is wrong. So, clerk facilitate next week, they come with that employee. So you give details of the employee to the clerks so that we can summon. Yes, audit.
Thank you, Chair. Paragraph 4, proposed construction of school business, that is an economic. This is, we as discussed in 2019.
As discussed. Next.
ERP system impressed report. The ERP system impress report revealed that the system duplicated impress surrender multiple times, resulting to overall reduction in impress owing to the university and the total receivable. This indicates that the system acquired at 19,140,000 with vendor annual SLA of Kenya shillings.
SLA stands for?
Service level agreement of Kenya shillings 2,296,800 is either faulty, inefficient, or open to manipulation. Chair, we looked at the minutes that were provided. However, under this, the development of ERP system, we are yet to confirm.
What do you mean you are yet to confirm?
Chair, as we audit this current year, we will go and look at this system, the functionalities of this system.
But did you get the necessary approvals? From Treasury, from the ministry? Or rather the guidelines. Did you follow the right guidelines in acquiring this?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, justify your statement.
Yeah, Form VC is able to explain that in detail.
Okay, but as you explain, were there any monies lost? Auditor.
Chair, there was no money lost. The thing was the inefficient way of the ERP system. It was duplicating, so we are going to look at it whether it has been rectified.
Yes, Missy, former?
Yeah, I want to assure the committee that the processes were followed of acquiring this ERP system, and the errors noted were corrected around that time. So it was not duplicating the interest.
Karen, we see what's your experience now? We agreed that we need her mic alone. So,
Consider it only.
Chairman, through various improvements and upgrades, that system has improved, but we've started on an alternative system altogether, but the existing one must continue until we have the other one in place.
So it means you have got a faulty system?
We agree that we may not.
And therefore, value for money was not realized. And we are charged with protecting public interest. How much was it? 19 million. How do you acquire a system at 19 million, then it doesn't work?
Chair, if you may allow me.
The technical team, do you have any a person who participated in this thing, in the technical evaluation? From specifications, evaluation, and even accepting that what they have delivered is the right thing. Anyone technical?
Not in this team, Mr. Chairman. We have ICT director, but we don't have him here.
The committee consisted of the technical committee around this?
Normally, finance, procurement, and the technical department of the ICT are normally part of this team.
And there is that team that admits this system, that does the final check and say we are good to go. It consisted of?
Maybe Mr. Chairman, procurement.
Thank you, Chair. The committee, the evaluation committee consists of several...
Not evaluation.
Yes.
Once evaluation is done, the system is delivered. Okay? Yes. There is that technical team that does the final, it looks at the system now, the finality, to say yes, it is working, yes, to certify.
Okay, thank you, Chair. There was an implementation committee which was appointed, which went through the entire modules and confirmed that they were working.
So that committee, we need it.
The implementation committee?
Yes, they need to tell us how we will recover the 19 million. Because they admitted a system that was faulty. Yes, Honorable Epicenter.
Thank you, Chair. For election purpose, I'm Engineer Zambia, Member of Parliament, Economic Constituency, and a member of this committee. Chair, I would like to confirm from the administration or from the VC whether the system is working exactly now.
You came in when you had just said it is not perfect, it has problems. And they're actually looking at getting another system.
Having spent over 19 million
yes.
on the same.
Yes.
I think, Chair, something must be done because there is no value of the public funds in this case.
Please see. So, honorable members, we will. It's clear that there was no value for money. So we therefore invite the implementation committee. I'm sure you come with it next week on Wednesday, with a view of knowing how will we recover this money, so that the university can go ahead and get a proper system. So, when a Vice Chancellor, you will give details. And the procurement, you are the secretary to that committee. What was the secretariat, you or ICT?
ICT.
Yeah. So you. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. I think at the same time, we need to summon the person who was carrying out the contractual What? We have
provided. The person who provided the ICT, the system. Wanavisi, you give the details because we also summon them here. Sawa. Aye, next.
Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of the University of Eldoret for the year ended 30th June 2021. Chair, we issued a qualified opinion. Paragraph 1, inaccuracy in financial statement. Chair, this was partially addressed, the inaccuracies. However, there's this bit of where we have work in progress for the perimeter wall of Kenya shillings 55 million.
Where are we? Inaccuracies in the financial statements?
Yes.
Why?
The second last paragraph. Yes, paragraph.
The statement
of financial position reflects work in progress.